"90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made our local farmers a promise to protect and preserve a way of life they worked so hard to establish. Today, our insurance agents work to protect all Virginians, not just farmers. We want to keep Virginia, Virginia. More information is at farmbureauadvantage.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Virginia Farming. I'm Amy Rocher. Today, we visit Creative Works Farm and find out how they are helping kids with disabilities and teaching them about agriculture, too. Then Mark Viette shares tips on caring for summer shrubs when we go in the garden. We'll also have the Ag Calendar, a Minute in the Field video, and of course your Ag News of the Week, all on this edition of Virginia Farming. Virginia's Secretary of Agriculture and Forestry, Todd Haymore, will become Virginia's next Secretary of Commerce and Trade in September. Haymore has served as our Secretary of Agriculture and Forestry since 2010. During his tenure, Haymore has been responsible for VDACS, the Virginia Department of Forestry, and the Virginia Racing Commission. Governor McAuliffe says Haymore brings economic development experience, global trade understanding, and administrative expertise to build on the outstanding success of outgoing Secretary Maurice Jones. Well, according to the Federal Communications Commission, 17% of Americans lack access to advanced broadband service, and the majority of them live in rural areas. And Virginia is no exception. Farmers in those rural areas need the internet for their marketing, communications, and to submit state and federal reports. Additionally, access to faster internet service would open the door to more educational resources for all rural Virginians. So earlier this year, Governor McAuliffe signed a bill to clarify and improve the process for installing communications infrastructure statewide. In conjunction with that, he announced a new initiative called RU Online VA, which assists Virginians in reporting their access to broadband internet connections. Residents are asked to log on at ruonline.virginia.gov and answer a few questions about where they live and what level of internet connectivity they have. Responses will be shared with policymakers and the public to stimulate policy and funding discussions in hopes of closing the gap in broadband access. Well, all technology advances daily, and that's certainly true for the agriculture business. In this segment, a Kansas cattle rancher shares how early interest in artificial insemination helped him build more value into his cow herd. Bob Cervera reports.
Ken Stilo was adding value before value added was cool. Artificial insemination still hasn't caught on in a big way among commercial cattlemen. But several decades ago, the Kansas cattlemen gave it a try on 400 Angus cows.
Eventually, we'd be able to differentiate cattle, that cattle weren't just cattle. At that time, even Angus cattle were considered to be a better commodity, in terms of producing premium beef, but that's about all we knew. But we were finding out that there were differences in Angus cattle, and that intrigued me, and so we kind of got into a little carcass data collection.
That early interest in AI opened the door for sire testing projects that in turn opened doors to lots of telling numbers.
The first cattle that we sent to slaughter and got carcass data on, I was kind of shocked at. One, they didn't grade as well as I thought they would, and number two, the variability within a herd that was relatively closely genetically bred. And with the data, we've been able to change that a lot.
Much has changed since those days, and it's easier to get carcass data and apply it to make changes in a herd.
I think mostly it's a mentality. Packers understand that if they help you get better cattle, they will get better cattle in the future, and they're not as secretive as they used to be. I think it's just a broadening of the whole mindset of the industry.
Leadership roles in the beef industry over the years reinforce the importance of marbling and quality in driving beef value. a lesson Stilo acted on early to improve his herd. I'm Bob Cervera.
Thanks, Bob. A recently published study in the journal Circulation discusses how whole milk may promote cardiometabolic health. The author is a cardiologist, epidemiologist, and associate professor at the Harvard School of Public Health. His study found that over time, children who drank more low-fat milk gained more weight, while those who drank more whole milk gained less weight. The review underscores the importance of eating a variety of foods in moderation and calls into question the validity of some dietary guidelines concerning dairy. Many dairy farmers already know that milk's easily digested fat is not only good for you, but also helps you feel full so you don't eat extra calories. Now, this is not the first study to present such findings, and its author is calling for further research. Officials say there is a need to begin looking at the overall value of each type of dairy food rather than treating each type the same based on vitamin and fat content. Well, milk is certainly on the menu at Creative Works Farms Camp Light. It's a camp designed for at-risk children and children with disabilities. Camp Light uses agriculture in their daily activities, and we'll find out how coming up on Ag Insights. Today we're in Waynesboro, Virginia, and we're visiting Creative Works Farm. I'm joined by the president and, well, you do everything.
Yes, you could say that.
Chief man in charge, Scott Bosley. Scott, thank you so much for having us out.
Oh, well, thanks for coming.
Some of you may remember we were here 2 years ago, and we met at the entryway out at the road. You're off of Purple Cow Road in Waynesboro. And there was nothing here. There was one shed that I could see from the road, and everything else was mud and a makeshift gravel path.
Yes, that's correct.
And I look around and see where we're sitting now, and this is amazing.
Well, thank you.
What you've achieved. For our viewers who may not know, give us a little bit of history about Creative Works Farm and then Camp Light that happens here during the summer months.
Okay. Well, Creative Works Farm Incorporated is our nonprofit corporation. We set it up that way so that we could umbrella a lot of other programs under it. Our first big program is the Camp Light, which our Camp Light is a camp for special needs kids with different mental and physical disabilities, and also at-risk youth. So we take kids from foster homes and kids that have been in trouble. And we right now are doing day camps currently. We're trying to build out to have overnight stays. This last summer we saw about 90 children for day camps. This summer we'll probably see around 150.
Wow.
We're hoping when it's completely built out we'll see about 600 a summer. So they'll be overnight stays, stay a week at a time. They'll come from all over. Right now we kind of draw kind of locally within a 40-mile radius or so, just because of people having to drop their children off. The camp is offered free to all the children, because we know that a lot of the parents already have enough financial burden as it is, but we always want to be able to offer it for free. They come here and, right now we offer, with the day camps, we offer different activities as far as theater and arts and craft. We teach them about organic gardening, which you can see our organic garden coming in. It's just in the dog kennels. Keep the deer out so that we actually have something for them to mess with.
Right.
And then we do like some small animal management stuff. And you can see out there that we're getting ready to build a barn, and that'll be hopefully done by the fall. They also do reduce, reuse, recycle, so we teach kids about recycling and environmental responsibility, all in fun activities, that are all game related and things like that. Right. And then we get to do just silly, fun things. We added a pool this year, which was graciously donated by Augusta Aquatics through them and through some of their suppliers, and we don't have much money in it at all, and have an amazing pool for this summer. And,
how nice.
So that'll be great.
That brings up another point. Everything that we're sitting in front of, all of this has happened within 2 years. Mm-hmm. And this is not your full-time job.
No.
So tell us a little bit about some of the companies and the people that have been involved to help to make all this happen.
Okay. Well, as far as we have a lot of volunteers that help. Our Halloween, the Twisted Creations attraction, is our biggest fundraiser and raises the most money to keep things moving forward. We have had Hershey involved through their charitable giving. We've had a lot of smaller grants we've written for through companies, always looking for sponsors. People locally that have helped us, a lot of companies, H.C. Evers is Bob Evers out of Stewart's Draft. He donated a lot of his time and equipment out here and saved us a lot of money in excavating. And also Raymond Gokenauer, they own Country Estates. He's also the vice president on my board of directors. He has done a lot, I mean a whole lot. The road wouldn't be in without all his hard work, because we've used his equipment to the point we've worn it out, and that's when Bobby come in with equipment too to help out and give that extra hand. But day to day, he's here as almost as much as I am volunteering. Raymond is so.
Wow.
And then we've had a lot of other companies help. We've Carter Machinery helped with the donation of a use of a skid loader for a year lease. James River Equipment with mowers and the UTVs, for us to transport kids around during summer camp.
Where we're sitting right now is that a lot of your agriculture education doesn't happen here, but I kind of want to give the people at home a little bit of a tour. So can you walk us around the buildings that we're sitting in front of here on Main Street and tell us what happens in each one?
Well, this is actually Adaville. It's our 1950s town replica. We did this because we kind of believe that in the 50s the families were different. They were together and America was great. We built everything in the U.S. and it was just really cool.
Right.
And I just love the town because it's extremely Art Deco time and just really neat. But it'll be used for the kids for activities. And this is our record store radio station. Okay. And we have, the kids will do they'll do sound effects and different things in there, and they'll do recordings and sing-along things. We have a green screen video maker in there that they'll do a Boppin' Heads music videos that they'll make to take home. And then this is the pool hall, which would be, of course, entertainment games and pool, skee ball and different things. Right. And then the diner.
And then beside that is the diner.
Yes.
And what do you call him?
That's Sam the Soda Jerk.
Sam the Soda Jerk. You
Yeah.
can't miss that.
Yeah.
And you made that.
Yeah, with help of Mark Klein, which is a very good friend. I borrowed the molds from him. He's an amazing artist and a good friend. Anytime I need help, he's there. And we'll fill the whole town and the whole camp with silly, fun things like that.
And your diner is going to be a working diner, so the kids will actually come in there and eat their lunch. Yeah,
for day camps they will, yes. And then we'll have a full dining hall built over at the actual camp. And this will be used for snack time and things like that. It won't have a working actual kitchen in it. We just serve through it. But
right.
And so then as you go back, the fire rescue station will be on the one side, and then we'll teach the kids about fire and rescue safety. We'll actually have firefighters come in during camp, and they'll actually teach the kids about it, and the kids can ask questions, and we'll have old turnout gear. A couple of the fire companies have donated different things to us to have for the kids to use, and so I think that's really neat. Town hall is just town hall like you'd have anywhere, and that's where the politics happen, but not for the kids. But and then we have the gas station, which the kids will go there and actually build car models and work on pedal cars, and actually some of the older kids we may actually work on a real car, like customizing something in the future. And then we have the barber shop. They'll go in there and do a crazy hair and makeup day, and which is more the counselors get covered with everything than the kids. So. It's good. And then the general store has a 1910 post office in it, and we'll teach the kids about the postal service and how it started, and they'll be able to write letters home and send them, and maybe even receive mail when they're staying a week at a time. And then the Photoshop camera store will be all about photography, and we'll have photo ops in there and fun, silly things to dress up and do things like that.
Right.
So this is all for day camps, and as it gets built out completely, this will still be used for activities for the kids, but they'll have a full theater over at the camp, a full water park area that will be built, and an arts building, so they'll be able to do things, and then come over here and actually have carnival night when they're at camp, and it will have like a roster of cars that will come and be able to come, and then they'll have their own car show one night every week at camp, and we'll do a big LED light show through the town that will be like their own thing to music, and the kids it'll be their own carnival night here at camp, for their last night at camp.
Fun.
So that'll be once we're completely built.
Right.
But this summer it'll be used all for day activities.
Now you talk about the camp, which is off-site of where we're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So what is going to be there? Because there's nothing there yet, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us what's going to be over there.
Well, it'll have 6 cabins, and we'll be able to take about 48 to 50 kids a week for overnight, week-long stays. There'll be 2 medical staff housing that'll have medical staff buildings where we can have nurses and doctors that will be on, they'll have intern doctors that'll come and volunteer in the summertime so that we can take kids that need a little more medical attention
Right.
to have them at camp. We'll have an arts building. We'll have a theater that will be it'll have a theater stage, indoor seating, but then it'll also have an outdoor stage that'll face the courtyard of the campus for the camp.
Oh, neat.
So they can, on good days, we can be outside and have people performing for them, whether it be a magician or somebody doing music or things like that. It'll have a dining hall that'll be, where all the kids at camp will be able to go eat meals at the same time, family style. And underneath that will be, in the basement of that will be a bowling alley. We'll eventually put a bowling lanes in for the kids. But also included in that area will be its own small water park that'll have a lazy river and a full-size pool, and then a splash ground with a zero entry pool for kids with disability. Everything here we want to make so that it's accessible to any kid if they choose so to do.
Okay. Well, one reason that we're out here today is not only because you are offering such an amazing service for a large group of kids in our state, but you're going beyond that, and you are really teaching them about agriculture.
Yes.
And even though we can't see it sitting here, you have got some amazing things planned.
Oh, yeah.
So you're building a barn.
Yes.
So give us an idea of some of the things that you're going to be doing in the barn.
Well, the barn will have, of course, all different types of animals. We will have a riding ring so that we can do an equestrian program with the kids, because so many kids with disabilities respond so well to horses.
Yes, they do.
So we're excited to do that. We're also going to teach them about animal education, about proper care of animals. We've met Ryan and Chrissy Newman that have Rescue Ranch, and we've been there and met with Chrissy, and we're going to implement their animal education program in our barn because it's a great thing that they do there and how they teach kids. So we're going to have classroom space there where the kids will come in, and we'll have things that teach them education, but then they'll have a lot of fun things to do. It'll have a small ring inside that will be for handling small animals, for them to be able to actually take them and walk a goat or do things and learn how a goat, how to properly take care of a goat or how to take care of a sheep. But so we'll have a full array of animals there.
That's amazing.
And we want to be able to teach the kids all about what each purpose of animal is, here at the farm and in life. And
Right.
I think it's going to be really fun. And we'll be able to offer school field trips for all the area schools, for education and stuff with animals, organic gardening, reduce, reuse, recycle things, because we already do right now nature exploration. We do that as a field trip now where they hike to our pond and we do a nature scavenger hunt. And we actually do that in the summer with the kids at camp too.
Okay.
So basically it's like nature bingo. You have a sheet and you're trying to discover things in nature as you go on your hike. So,
And you mentioned having a garden.
yes.
And now, do the kids get in there and help? Do they at least harvest?
Yes.
Maybe some of the
Yes.
produce that you have?
Yes, because we started early, so we have some people in greenhouses help us, and we try to get it started a little bit early so we get it in the ground. It's kind of on its way. And then usually by last year, I think it was second or third week of camp, we were able to pull carrots. And so we're pulling them out of the ground, washing them, and the kids are eating them right there at the garden,
And they love that.
Yes, and then we were cutting open, pea pods and doing different things, explaining how they grow and how they germinate, and so the kids could understand. And it was neat how many kids didn't know anything about gardens, but then it was a lot of kids that their family actually have a small raised bed garden, because so many people are into that now, and I think
Right.
that's great.
Now, you guys host an ag event here. You're hosting another one this year. Will be your second year to do it. Tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that and what all it entails.
Well, it's called Farming in the Valley, and it's put on through the Augusta Chamber of Commerce. They approached us last year about doing it here because they wanted to bring it to a farm background. And they thought, what a better way to do it because of our charity and be able to help us financially with the Farming in the Valley. So what it is a Sunday event. It should be usually in the first Sunday in October, but the date should be up sometime on their website and ours,
Okay.
probably later in the summer.
If people want more information either to volunteer or to help or even come visit, where should they go?
Well, they can go to creativeworksfarm.org or camplight.org, and they both have areas there you can email for questions or call. And usually I tell people if the gates are open, we're in here. And we're proud of where we've come, and I think it's just going to keep getting better from here. It's going to help a lot of kids for a long time to come, so that's what we're excited about.
And that's the goal, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for having us out today. It's really been a pleasure. It's so exciting to be here and see everything you've done.
Well, thank you for coming.
We'll be right back. Summer shrubs like butterfly bushes not only attract colorful butterflies, but can also add a delightful scent to your garden. With tips on caring for summer shrubs, let's join Mark Viette in the garden.
My favorite flowering shrub, the butterfly bush, is great to put all over your garden. But on those cold winters, we've noticed many of them die back, or in some cases completely die and do not show any new growth. Couple things to remember: do not prune butterfly bushes in the fall. Ideal time to prune them is in April. Warmer areas, early April. Colder areas like the Blue Ridge Mountains, maybe mid-April. But I did learn something. My favorite way of pruning butterfly bushes is to prune them right to the ground, 1 to 2 inches from the ground. You may not see the damage on butterfly bushes till May, June, maybe the beginning of July. But again, always keep in mind, you do want to trim them back if you can sometime during the month of April. Could be as late as May if need be. And what we would do is we would come in and remove any parts that are dead, like this, which has been pruned. Usually I recommend a really good heavy-duty loppers. But this is a butterfly shrub that is coming back, and if you look, it has been cut quite low to the ground. Try to cut it as low to the ground that is safe for you using any kind of tools, and you will find that there's a lot of basal growth, a lot of growth in the ground that comes up every year, where a lot of the growth that's above the ground can freeze and be injured during those cold winter months. Now this crepe myrtle got blasted with the winter temperatures. So it does pay to look for the super hardy types that you can buy. And in this case, sometime in May, end of May, it's usually when you can determine if they're alive or dead. Sometimes we'll take a little knife and scratch the bark just to check to see if there's any green on each bark. But really, by this time, you can see some growth coming out of the base. My recommendation is to prune this crepe myrtle low to the ground, from 3 inches to maybe 6 inches above the ground, and now you can get ready for your workout. You can use all these old branches in your compost pile, and really what you're trying to do is prune back to new growth. And I would possibly come in and prune these maybe half again farther to the ground. And you can see here all the nice new growth that you've got. So, if you get those hard winters, just get out there, prune the dead out, and then you can enjoy your plants for a couple years till we get those hard, cold winters again. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.
Taking a look at the Ag calendar, the 7th Annual National Small Farm Conference will be held September 20th through the 22nd at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. The conference will feature short courses, presentations, exhibits, success stories, and tours around Virginia Beach and the Chesapeake Bay. For details and to register, visit the web address on your screen. That does it for our show. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week. I'm Amy Rocher for Virginia Farming.
90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made our local farmers a promise to protect and preserve a way of life they worked so hard to establish. We want to keep Virginia, Virginia. Anyone can be a Farm Bureau member, and there's a local Farm Bureau in every county. More information is at vafarmbureau.org.